couple of useful things here to be aware of as you're using Soundation. Let's take a look at some of the controls you have access to. These buttons down here in your transport, the one on the far left will go back to the beginning. So if you look up here at the top of the screen, this number line is the timeline of where you are. So the beginning of the song is right here. Further on, several measures down is over here. The numbers you see are counting measures. This is the first measure with beats 1, 2, 3, 4. Second measure, third measure, fourth measure, etc. Okay. Most of the patterns you'll find are kind of 4 measures or 8 measures long. Anyway, so depending on where you are, if you're over here and you want to go back to the beginning, all you have to do is click on the bottom far left button, and it'll bring you back to the beginning. The play button is in the middle, which most of you should be familiar with. Alternatively, in most of these programs, if you press the space bar, it'll do the same thing and start playing. So you can either use the actual play button, or I frequently just use the space bar to start and stop things quickly. You can rewind it, and I'll just go back a little bit, one measure at a time. This button is a metronome button. When that is on, you'll hear an extra clicking, which it can be hard to hear if it's actually happening unless there's no other loops. So if you're hearing something like this going on, that means your metronome is on. If you don't want that sound, which you don't really need it, press the button and it'll go away. Once you have that and your drum beats going, it can be hard to hear it, but you don't want to have that going in the background. And a couple other things that are important here. Each of these different channels has its own volume. So if you want, for example, your drum beat to be a little bit louder or a little bit quieter, you can click on the slider and drag it over a little bit to change the volume level.